Ocean Waves is the sixth square in a Voyage East knit-along. In stranded knitting, more than one color is used in a single row, and the unused colors are carried along the back or wrong side of the work, forming long strands, also called floats. There are several ways to hold the yarns when working with two colors. No matter which you choose, it is most important that you maintain an even tension. The color work gauge should be as close as possible to the gauge using only one color. It takes some practice to keep an even tension. In this video, I will demonstrate how to hold the yarns using several methods. I'm now working on the Ocean Waves square, and I have been knitting the square up to row 16. Here is my knitting progress so far, and I've done the first set of waves and then done 2 plain white rows. And the next row that I'm going to be working on is row 17. What I like to do is read across the row the first time before I start knitting to see if there is a repeat here. And so I see 2 white, 3 blue, 5 white, 3 blue, 5 white, 3 blue, the whole way across. So it's obviously a nice short repeat, so I'll either think about it in my head or I might speak it out loud. I am now ready to work row 17, and as I mentioned in a previous video, it's a good way to keep your place by using the highlighter tape, and that's what I'm using here now. So as you can see, I'm going to be knitting row 17, 2 white, 3 blue, 5 white, 3 blue, all the way across. I'm now going to begin knitting row 17, and as you see, I have the white and the blue strands are totally separate, and I'm going to show you how by alternating over and under each strand, these 2 strands will never twist around each other. So let's see if we can make that happen on this row. So I'm going to knit 2 white, 3 blue. So I start with the 2 white, and then I need to add the blue, but let me look on my wrong side and see where that blue is coming from the previous row. So it's down here, and it needs to come across the back, and in order to not have a hole for that joining, you're going to need to take this blue yarn and bring it on top of the white yarn, just like that, and knit the next stitch in the blue, and the next 3 stitches in blue. 1, 2, 3. And that, by doing that, you eliminate any hole at that joint. So since I brought that blue yarn over top of the white yarn, the next time I need to use the white yarn, I'm going to go under the blue yarn, underneath it like that. So you pick it up from under, and you're going to knit the next 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now I'm ready for the blue, so I bring the blue over top of the white. 1, 2, 3. The white goes under. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the blue under. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to take that back because remember I said the blue goes over, not under. So you have to really pay attention to the over and under. And so I do like saying it out loud. And as I said the blue under, I realized I meant it to go over. So it's really important that you remember which yarn goes over, which yarn goes under. So I have blue over, and the white under. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Blue over. 1, 2, 3. White under. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Blue over. And when you're taking it over those 5 stitches, do it a little bit lightly, loosely. You don't want that to be pulling those stitches. 1, 2, 3. And then we're at the end of the row. White under, and we do the white to the end of the row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now look to see. We have those strands, the blue and the white strand have not twisted around each other, and you have managed to carry your floats across the back of the work without having to unwind and untwist your yarns. And it's a really cool concept, and you just have to always be consistent across the row which yarn is going over top of the other yarn and which yarn is going under, which color is going under. And if you can keep that going, you will never have to worry about untwisting your yarns again. So I'm now on the next wrong side row, purl row, and that is row 18 on the chart. So I will be reading the colors from left to right across. So I'm just going to do a quick 1 blue, 3 white, 2 blue, 2 white. This repeat isn't as easy as the other one, so I'm going to have to look probably a little bit more often at the chart. So let me start at the beginning. We had ended the last row with 5 white, and now we're beginning the next row with 1 blue. So your blue is right over here the last time you used it. So I need to work that first blue stitch. And so what I'm going to do is bring that blue yarn from under the white yarn, just like that, before I knit it, to alleviate a hole. And I'm going to purl that first stitch. Then it's 3 white, 2 blue, 2 white. So I'm going to do, since I went under with the blue, I'm going to go over with the white. 3 white, 2 blue goes under, and it's sitting right there, so you just have to bring it under. 2 blue, 1, 2, and the white is over 2 white, going over. 1, 2, and look at the chart. I do 1 blue, 3 white, 2 blue, 2 white. 1 blue under, 3 white over, 1, 2, 3, 2 blue under, 1, 2, 2 white over, 1, 2. Look at the chart again. 1 blue, 3 white, 2 blue, 2 white. 1 blue under, 3 white over, 1, 2, 3, 2 blue under, 1, 2, 2 white over, 1, 2. Can I remember that? 1 blue under, 3 white over, 2 blue under, 2 white over. 1 blue under, 3 white over. You're beginning to remember it now. 2 blue under, 2 white over, And let's see how we end that row. It seems to me it'll be one blue, one white, and thus it is, one blue, one white. One blue under, one blue over. And let's check again. We finished our row, and let's check our strands, and they are completely separate, none of them twisted. So it's the exact same method as on the knit side as it is on the purl side. So I've showed you the over-under method to keep these two colors from twisting around each other. And in the last two segments, I only had the yarn in my right hand. But there's another method where you can use both hands so that you hold one color in your right hand and the other color in your left hand. And it's the same over-under method, but it tends to be a little bit easier because you're using two hands. So I'm going to bring this, I'm going to hold the white in my right hand. I'm going to bring this blue yarn over to the left hand side because I'm going to be holding that yarn in my left hand. So reading across row 19, I'm going to start with knitting one blue, three white, two blue, two white. So I'm going to have the blue yarn in my left hand and the white yarn in my right hand. Insert the needle, I'll have the white yarn in my right hand. And so I need to first knit the first blue stitch, which I'm going to do using the yarn in my left hand. And then three white. So I'm going to now have the white yarn go over top of the blue yarn. Knit three, two, two, three. Now the blue yarn is automatically under the white yarn the way you're holding it. So I will need to knit two blue, which I'll do the two blue, one, two, and then your white is automatically on the top. So what's really nice about the two-handed is you really aren't having to manipulate the yarn. It's already in position where the white goes on top and the blue is underneath. So I've done two white, I do one blue, three white, one, two, three white, two blue. Again, your yarn is automatically just where it's supposed to be, so you do two blue, one, two, and two white, one, two. So it's one blue, three white, two blue, and two white. So I'm going to complete this to the end of the row. So now I'm going to demonstrate the same two-handed method on the wrong side, or purl row. So the next row I will be working is row 20. So I'm going to read across two white, one blue, three white, one blue, three white. So the first thing I'm going to do is I've got my white yarn in position, so I'm going to just do the first two purl stitches in the white. Let me get some yarn. So I'm going to start the row with purl two white, and then I need to knit one, purl one blue. Now because the blue is coming from the other end because I'm holding it with my left hand, I like to just this is the way I find it the easiest to purl with my left hand. So I purl one, leave that blue yarn down instead of holding it in my finger because it covers up the stitches. And then I'm going to do 3 white. Oops, 1, 2, 3 white, 1 blue, and 3 white. Again, the white is always on the top automatically, the way that you the way that you're holding the yarns. And when you need to do another blue, you just pick it up from underneath and purl one. And you just continue that way across the row. Now, if you're not, as I'm not that comfortable purling with my left hand, you can do the two-handed method on the knit side and then just use the one-handed method on the wrong side or the purl side. It's really up to you, whatever you're feeling most comfortable with your knitting and purling. One more note. The back of the work of your project is just as important as the front, particularly when you are working with different colors. As you can see from the back or wrong side of the square I've been knitting, my floats are very neat and even. They're straight, they do not pucker, they're not too loose. You can use any of the methods shown here, or you may even be able to come up with a different method that is comfortable for you and creates the nice even floats. As I always say, practice makes perfect.